Beasley.
Here.
Batchelder.
Here.
Money.
Here.
Williams.
Here.
Nelson.
Here.
And Egan is present. 7 present, none absent. Mr. President.
Thank you. We're going to go into our communication section. Please limit your statements to 2 minutes and state the area you're from and your name. But before we go into that, I'm going to add or go back over the rules for speaking. I know many of you are passionate about this topic. This is a public meeting, so make sure that all voices can be heard. We're going to set some ground rules. Everyone has a right to speak without interruption. Please understand that we're not professional speakers, and this is an emotionally charged issue. So if you have a question or concern on a word or phrase being used, please wait and ask for clarification. Please be aware that all comments will be made a part of the public record of this meeting. So take time to gather your thoughts before you approach the microphone. When I use the gavel, that means I need order, and all conversations have to stop. If you do not follow the aforementioned rules, you will be asked to leave. Please understand that these rules are not meant to hinder discussion, but to guarantee that everyone has a chance to be heard. So, would anyone like to address the board?
First and foremost, I would like to thank all you guys. When we stand together.
Yeah.
Good evening. Thank you, everybody, for being here yet again. I feel in this last month, we as a community have grown stronger.
Amen.
Only because we're standing by each other. And I'd like to point out, each of the board members has a blue shirt that says "When we stand together." Mr. Egan's, however, is missing. And he had one there when we came in. Mr. Egan, I have a direct question for you. Why did you choose to run for the school board? Why did you want a seat on this board?
Are we answering questions, Mr. Money, or is this a time for audience?
That one's up to you.
Come on. You can hear me. You can hear me. I ran for the school board because I've taught in this school district for 34 years, and I had an understanding of the district, and the community selected me to do that.
So I noticed you didn't say anything in there about supporting our students. Do you not feel that way?
I didn't say anything about supporting a lot of
It's a question.
So,
Excuse me. Under advice from our attorneys, we have been told to basically not be led and
Okay,
answer
well,
questions.
I will skip that. Moreover, on numerous occasions, Mr. Egan has made it a point to highlight and point out that he has felt bad for the victims and their families. But never once, Mr. Egan, during any of these hearings, school board meetings, have you directly apologized to us. We have filed recall on you yet again. We had a lawyer look into it, and the recall hearing is August 27th at 10 a.m. It is an open hearing for the public. Now, in referring back to the last board meeting, I read off some letters from the teachers that wrote the letters of leniency. Kathleen Shield / Palmer committed fraud. She wrote 2 letters. She used 2 different last names. She should have never used Shield. She was already married as Palmer. That in itself is a huge problem. She tried to deceive the judge and the community with those letters. Many of these letters state that their status as a teacher at Rose City schools was trying to, in our opinion, influence the judge and convince him to give Neil Erickson a lighter sentence. They didn't need to even include the district or where they worked. They were writing as friends, is what we're told. So that is a big pose to us, because if they're stating they're a teacher at Rose City Schools, it basically is including that this is what the teachers at Rose City feel, and this is in fact not true. This is directly linked to the teachers that wrote the letters. Carol Rao does not pay union dues. I want her fired. She has no union backing. She pays nothing. She should have no union representative.
I agree 100%.
Hopefully you guys make the right choice. I know there's a lot of litigation and there's a lot of problems with this, but we've already lost 60 students. I don't want us to lose any more. We have a good school system. I'm proud of the teachers that I work with now, not the ones I've worked with in the past, but we have an up-and-coming great group of kids. We need to strive to do the best for them. They are what matters. Not all of this back and forth political mumbo jumbo. Get rid of the ones that are causing the district harm, and let's get back on the road to success.
Yeah.
I just have one comment, one thought for you all on the board. Do we put a price on a child? That's all I ask. Do we put a price on a child? Think about that, please. Do we put a price on a child? Thank you.
My name is Amy. I'm from Bay City, Michigan. I want to start by saying not only am I a family member to John, Lori, Cody, and Stephanie, but I'm also a middle school teacher. So I feel passionately about this for a variety of obvious reasons. I think the first thing that troubled me about what the teachers did was the fact that I attended both court hearings for Neil Erickson. And truly, if you want to be fair, I have friends and colleagues in my own district that I consider friends. So I can even understand supporting him until that first hearing, but the minute he verbally admitted what he did to a child, a 13-year-old child, should have been the end, number one, the end of that support. Number two, they should have sat in the middle. I mean, I can understand wanting to be there, but sit on neutral ground. The second fact was that they walked by and didn't acknowledge my cousin Lori, who worked alongside these people for 10 years. How do you not, as a professional, as a human being, as a caring individual, walk by a family who is battling health issues and has recently found out horrific things about what someone did to their 13-year-old child and their son, and just basically destroyed his life? In some sense of the word, he's a very resilient young man, so he will move on. But the fact that these teachers had the audacity to write that he wasn't affected, I'm his aunt, and I didn't see that part of him. I saw the happy-go-lucky Cody that loved everybody, the Cody that you saw. Many of you as teachers and individuals in the district who spent time with him saw that side of him. But my cousins lived the hell that Neil Erickson created for many years. And they lost that time with their child. So how dare anyone even begin to say it didn't affect him? He was a 13-year-old boy. And you know, I've thought about this from every way. I've tried to remove the family connection, and I still can't wrap my mind around a teacher's thought process. I am an ethical, I am a moral, I am a teacher who is passionate about taking care of my students and positively influencing the kids that I come in contact with. And as a teacher, they should have turned around and run. Whether he was their friend or not, the minute I find out my friend has raped a 13-year-old boy is where my support ends. I'm here to tell you that I love my husband. I have a great marriage, but the minute my husband I found out my husband raped a child would be the end of that support.
Amen to that.
And the fact that these individuals went so far as to write a letter with the district's name on it. You could even write a letter as a friend and remove yourself as a teacher. But the fact that they could do that, I just can't wrap my mind around it. That is professional suicide, and any teacher with any ounce of common sense would know that. And so I guess the thing that I want to leave everyone with is this. And all of you, because at some point or another, board members alike impact students as well. But I think the thing that scares me the most about keeping these teachers on is that they didn't realize that all those good guy things that they listed that he did, like go to camp with students and put in extra hours, he was a predator who was looking for just the right thing. And the fact that they can't see that scares me to death as an educator, that they would still be here. I mean, I have goosebumps thinking about it now, that they would influence children in any way. And I'm a fair-minded person, I really am. I'm a fair-minded person. I can say, I can understand publicly or privately supporting him unless and until he was found guilty. So I guess I don't take that away from them. I understand part of what they were doing. But I just don't understand how a professional who's been educated in psychology, as I have as a teacher, can't realize that he duped us all. He duped everybody. He duped my cousins, for God's sake. He was putting together memories of my family and our family camping. So now I have these beautiful CDs that rapist helped my nephew put together. And every time I hear that video that my children love to watch and listen to because it's our memories, the only thing I can think about is the fact that he was raping a child that I loved like my son in order to put these memories together for me. And I don't know, that's the thought I want you to leave. I want to leave you with is, how can we trust people that don't realize that he was a walking predator and he put himself in the situations that he did in order to groom children? And if you think, and adults, and if you think that Cody was the only one, then you should have, all of you should have your heads examined too.
Amen.
Good evening. My name is Kimberly Ludlow. I'm from Rose City. I have volunteered to speak on behalf of a group of parents, grandparents, taxpayers, and most importantly, children. Before I speak on their behalf, I would like a minute to express my personal opinions on this matter. My son William is going into the second grade at the Rose City Elementary School. I would like to take this time and acknowledge the fact my son has had exceptional teachers thus far. My full support goes to the amazing teachers and staff in this district who do and have done their job. I support them 100% because they have used the right ethics and professionalism. It is my personal opinion that the teachers who wrote letters used bad judgments, and they showed us they do not have ethics whatsoever in condoning the actions of a convicted sexual predator, and they should be fired immediately.
Amen.
I would also like to make it extremely and very clear to you and to everybody in this community, I do not want our school district to close down. I want our school district to remain open. I want them to have professional teachers and a safe learning environment for our children. With that being said, this group would like to share these following facts to you. Fact 1, we have already lost 35 children to the Charlton Heston Academy in St. Helen. Fact 2, as of August 18th, 2013, there are 25 different students on a waiting list to go to Charlton Heston. Fact 3, at our last support group meeting, it has been brought to our attention that Charlton Heston Academy could open a branch of their school in our West Branch Rose City District with needing only 100 students. With the 25 that have already been enrolled in that school, with the 35 that are already enrolled there and the 25 on the waiting list, they only need 40 of our children to do this. Fact 3, we have already lost $245,000 alone from the 35 students that have now transferred to the academy in St. Helen. We stand to lose another $175,000 when the 25 students that are on their waiting list will get their placement, with the possibility of another $280,000 or more for the 40 students needed if they open a branch in our community. That is a potential loss of another $455,000. Fact 5, there is a strong possibility if these teachers are not fired, we are going to lose many, many more students out of our district. The saddest part about all of this to me is I know that these facts seem like it's all about dollars and cents, but unfortunately, the politics of education make it as such. No student should have a price tag on their safety or their well-being.
Amen.
I support every child, not only mine, but all of yours as well. And I will stand up until this is taken care of, and I will be here at every meeting until this is taken care of. You might not know me, but you will know me, because I will not back down. I will and am for the justice that this community deserves.
All right, I'm going to speak if you're not going to.
She said
Already heard
everything.
it. No, she didn't.
Everything but for your insults.
Hi, my name is Pat Arnold, and I'm from West Branch. My husband was going to speak on this, but I'm going to address the board with this because I think this was a very rude comment that was made to me, and my husband here can witness this to you. I spoke on the phone last week with Dan Plyan, our superintendent of the school. He told me that we, the people, would be the ones that would break the school, that would have the school go broke. I immediately corrected him and told him, no, it is not the people that will break this school. It is the child molester, Mr. Egan, that molested a child, and his supporters, the teachers, and Mr. Egan up there, whatever your name is, that supported him. You are the ones that are breaking the school and making the school go broke, not we the people. You are forcing us to take our children out of the school if you do not fire these teachers. These teachers need to go so that we can keep our school and let it go back to the nice, understanding community that we used to have and the support for our children.